Once again, listener, I want to thank you. This is another wonderful day. We want to make a very interesting video. Our topic of today is going to focus on class. Okay, it's going to focus on class. Now I want to title here. I put it here. Call it a class in Python. Okay. Now here we have our title already. Now what is class? Okay. Python is an object-oriented programming language, like we know. Okay, almost everything in Python is an object, with its property and method. You must not forget that. A class is like an object constructor or a blueprint for creating what objects. Okay, now if a class is like an object constructor or a blueprint for creating what object, and in our definition of what Python programming is, we say that Python programming is an object-oriented programming language. Now we now say that class is an what? It's like an object constructor or a blueprint for creating what object. Now we want to create a class. Now the keywords for class is just like this. Okay. Now, because it's a function, immediately it's a built-in property. Immediately I type it correctly, it turns the color to what? Green. If I add another value, you see that it will turn to black because that is a wrong spelling. So when I remove this D, you see that it is correct. Now I want to define a class. I want to call it what? My position. I'll call it or my age. I'll call it my age. That is a class. Okay, now if I that's okay because we have defined the function, I'll call it my class, and I say let y equals to 35, for instance, or 37. If we run this code, there is no error. Abi? Now what about if we come and say print y? Okay, now it's showing us what? A big what? Error. Why is it showing us this error? Okay, I don't want to leave this as an assignment. I want to debug this and tell you the reason why is showing us an error. So why is this showing us error? Now look at what we are talking about here in Python. Okay, you must not forget that now we can use the class name called my class to create an what? Okay, are you getting it? So what we are going to do, you can't just come here, we define what this class name here and begin to, it's okay, you want to print it. For the first cell, there will be no error. Second cell, if you say you want to print y, there will be an error. Okay, so what we are going to do here now, we are going to say, okay, we have created an object name. Okay, so and we are going to print the value of that x. So what we are going to come here and say, okay, my age display. Okay, when I say equals to, now remember our class name is what? My age. Don't forget. Now come here, say my age, pass it like this, and that's okay. Print what? We are going to print y. Okay, which sorry, we are going to print my age, which is our new variable that we define. Now we now concatenate with what? Our y value, which is our the container that is holding our age, my age, which is 36. So when we run this code now, you see that the value of my age as what? Display. Instead of coming here and say, okay, print y. No, you can't do it that way. You can't just come and say, okay, print y, because you have assigned the value of y to be 36. It will trigger error. Okay, like we saw in the earlier video. Now say name y is not defined. Okay, it's not defined. So to get the solution to this is another way of doing it. You have defined your class. Okay, you have set up your class name. You have set an value to this variable called y. Now you're not okay to pull out this data, because this value that you have assigned, we can be using this class name over and over and over again. Okay, now another thing we must not forget is this. There is a built-in function, okay, called int. Okay, init, sorry, it's called what? Init, init. Okay, you don't just call it underscore double underscore init. Okay, then underscore. It's a function. Okay, this double underscore init function, the example above are classes and objects in their simplest form. and are not really useful in a real life application. Yes, we are not going to, it's not useful in a real life application. To understand the meaning of classes, we have to understand the built-in function called double underscore init and underscore function. All classes have a function called underscore underscore init underscore function, which is always executed when the class is being what? Initiated. At the point we initiate this class, we have what? Create this what? We call init. Okay, it's always initiated anytime we execute what? This a class name called my age. Okay, use the underscore underscore init function to assign value to object, property, or other operation that are necessary to do when the object is being what? Created. Now we are going to make use of this. Now where can we do, or where can we use this? Now if I come here and say class equals to, class equals to, I'll call it a user. Okay, now who are these user? I say define a function. Remember I taught you a function, underscore underscore init. Okay, then underscore. We are passing it because it's a function. I will say self. It can be anything. Now what are those attributes or arguments we are passing to this function? We have self, when I say name, and age. Remember we already have our age, so we're going to be making use of another variable called age here. So after which this is a function, I hit here and I say self, okay, which is this self that we define here. Okay, more or less like acting like it's a keyword, it's also like an argument. Okay, when I say this self dot name, okay, is equals to name. Okay, then we have another one. When I say self dot age is also what? Equals to what? Age. Okay, now that we have successfully what? Created this class, let's leave outside this function. Okay, and come here and say okay, display. We define a new variable called the display equals to user. Our user is called capital U, which is the class name. Now say user. Okay, user, we are now passing this user to do two arguments that we have defined here. The first one is what? Name. The second one is what? Age. I'll now come here and say name is equals to Joshua. Okay, when I say age is equals to 38. Now when we run this code, no error, right? Good. Now why we don't have error? Good. I'll now come and say print. We are going to print this value. We are printing a display. Okay, we are going to print this display, and once we print this display, we are going to say append it to what? Name 1, which is this self that we are calling here. Then again we are going to print another one. We are printing another one. I'll call it display, which is our new variable name. I'll call it what? Age. Now you can't just come here and print display. Suppose I come here and say okay, let me cut this one and say print display. How will it look? It's going to show a built-in function and it return this kind of what? Error. I will explain this in our next example. So because we don't want it, because it will not return, we just give you underscore underscore main dot user object at, it will return all this what? Built-in value, which is not readable. Okay, so to get rid of that, we are using what? This method that print this display, concatenate it with the name, okay, which is already be passed to this class name, okay, and also print display concatenate it with what? Age, which is also what? Part of our argument. When we run this code and I say Joshua ages, okay, we can put some ingredients to this display. You can add some display and beautify. Say this is Joshua. Okay, this is Joshua, and he is so what? Age. He is this age of age. So when we run this code and I say this is Joshua, he is 38 years. He is 38 years. YEAR, years of age. Okay, you see him. So this is how we can what modify this code and beautify it, let it look good. Okay, so this is a second example that we have displayed in our class. So again, let's proceed. Talking about class, there are so many examples we can make use of, or reference to in terms of real life scenario. Now, supposing we come here, remember I said something before. I come here and say define a function. First, let's define a class. I say the class name is called book, okay, because we want to reference authors. And I say define a function. I say this function underscore underscore init underscore underscore, we'll pass it to what? Self again. And this self we have what? Title of the book, and also we have what? Author of the book. Because it's a function, we'll put semicolon and hit enter. Now let's say self dot title is equals to title. Also self dot author is also equals to what? Author, like this. Okay, now that we have this, we are coming here. Now we'll now come and say leave aside this function and define a new variable. I will call it a profile. Okay, profile is equals to, we are going to call our class name, which is book. Give us the profile of this author. Now the book will now say, okay, what is going to now say the Eze goes to school. Eze goes to school. Okay, the Eze goes to school. Okay, and I will now come here. I'll just leave put something like Eze goes to school book. Okay, now if I run this code, there will be no error. Okay, there's no error. Now if I come here, remember I come here as okay, print profile. Print this profile. Print this profile for us. And before you print profile, we want to get the let's get the data type. Is it a repo? Okay, or is it a string? Okay, so I will now say okay, if it is a repo, we'll now open brackets here, and we can now come here and close it. We can say okay, as well print this string str to what? Profile. Okay, let's print it to profile. Now we have this. Now when we run this code, what are we going to have as our what? Output. Good. It will return the same value that we got initially that time that we were what? Doing the example before this, previous example before this one. Now you remember the solution, what I said, that will be the way out in terms of getting this done successfully. Now because this is a different example entirely, now to make this, to solve this solution, I'm going to copy this whole code, leave this one, I'm going to paste this one here, then let's modify this code so that we can get our expected result. What I will do here, I will come here and define another function. I say define a function. I will say underscore underscore RE PRO. Okay, underscore underscore. Okay, we'll now pass it to what? Self. Okay, now we hit enter here. When that's okay, give me, when I say class name, class underscore name, we say is equals to what type of data is this? We say pass it to self. We say okay, dot name. Okay, sorry. Okay, dot underscore name. Okay, we want to get the name. Okay, now that we have defined this function like this, the next thing I want us to do is this. I want us okay, return. Let's do a string formatting. Return. I want to do some string formatting. Class name. Return this class name. Yeah. This class name here. Okay. Return this class name. Then give us open a round bracket. You can also okay title. Remember we have a title here. Put a title here. Okay. When I say this title is equals to, open a curly bracket. We are doing a string formatting. Then I say self dot title. Okay, that's a title because we are doing formatting. I say use this sign here. okay, which most times is called a not. So now put arrow. Okay, now what that will do, help us to do, is to what, format this string properly. Now the next one is what, author. We have author here. Now pick this author here, put it here. Okay, we now say equals to, pass it to what, self dot author. Okay, then we now say use the same string, then put what, x here. Okay, arrow and what, x. Now we have successfully set up this here. We now close our what, our quotation. Now that we've done this, we can now come here and make use of what, this code. And now we'll now come here and say, okay, the Eze go to school, okay, the Eze go to school book, book was written by let me say Chima Chibe. Okay, let's just do it that way. Okay, let's do it that way. So when we run this code now, see, it has displayed for us. You see, title, the Eze go to school book was written by what, author Chima Achebe. Book, this is the title. Okay, another one, book, this is the title. Now you see the difference between the first one and the second one. Okay, are you getting it now? This is string, this is ROP. So ROEP arrow. Okay, so it displays this data in two different way. So it's able to get this data like this and this other one. If you even look at it, they are even similar. Okay, they're even similar. But what about I use integer? Does it make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. Okay, we cannot use what, integer, because we are working with what, a string, a writing, or a list of words. Okay, so we now say book. Okay, because we use what, class name here, that is why it's picking it here. Okay, before we now say title, because this self at every point in time is picking what, the class name, and we are appending this class name to type of self and say let it pick what, the name that we have what, defined. So with this class that we are we'll be able to define, we've been able to get the expected output that we are what, actually what, expecting. Remember, in our previous code, this is what we wrote and we couldn't see the results. But here we're able to modify this code just with these two lines of code. Okay, and we get what, our expected output. Now again, what else can we do to make this thing an interesting one? Now remember, when you define a class called book with underscore init underscore method, there are two required arguments. When initializing this class, the title and there are two requirements. First, you create an instance of this class with the title and the author of the book, okay, which is Achebe, and you pass the Achebe to print. Okay, we pass this profile, so that we can print it with the print function. You use the print function because when you are evaluating a line that only contains the variable name or in a script, no output is printed. Remember, when we tried that time, look at it, no output was printed, rather than this non-readable words. But when you return or when you run the script, you get the following what, output. That is what we got here. Look at it. Okay, but to make this thing work well, we're able to what, modify this code and add this two lines of code, and it was able to give us what, our expected result. Okay, so that is that on that. Alternatively, okay, alternatively we can also what, modify this code. If we want to, we can as well modify it. I want to leave this for you. I want you to go more on research. Tell me what you understand in this video. Drop your own comment. Tell us your observation. Tell us your impact or whatever you want us to look at together, so that in our subsequent video we will what, implement that. But before we go, very quickly, I want to do something very interesting. I want to copy this whole code here. I want to copy this whole code. Come to the next cell. Yeah. Okay, just the way it is, like we already had before. So I'm going to define a new function here. After this function, okay, I'm going to define a new function, and this function I'll say underscore string. Okay, remember the first one we use what? Underscore underscore what? REPRO. Okay, we use underscore underscore REPRO. Okay, so I expect you to say what is REPRO. Okay, so when you ask me, I'm going to tell you that Python REPRO function return a printable representation of an object in Python. Printable representation of an object in Python. We can say that Python REPRO function return a printable representation of the object by converting that object to what? A string. Okay, so we use REPRO here, but now I want to use string, str underscore underscore. We pass it to what? Self here, SEF. Okay, now that we have passed it to self because it's a function, I will put colon here, hit enter. When I say return, it should return. We are formatting here. Sorry, we'll bring F here because we are formatting as a single quotation. We are opening another one, double quotation here. Then we'll now come here as okay, double quotation, the curly bracket now says self. Okay, self dot here, title. Okay, remember we have a title here. Okay, now after that we'll now come here and say by another one now say self dot author. Remember we have what? Author here. Okay, self dot what? Author. After which I can now come here and close my single quotation just like this. Okay, did you understand what we did here? Now we open this and close it here, and this is the whole data. Now if I run this code here now, you see that the output will be different from what? The previous output. I will change this name to what? Detail. Okay, details. Okay, I will also replace it profile with detail, replace this one with detail, so that when we run this code now, you see that the output of this one is not the same thing with this one. Okay, you see this one here, we have double quotation having all this one together. You see the book Eze Go to School, the Eze Go to School book was written by Chinua Achebe, because here I formatted it, I put by here, so I can simply come out this by here and run this code. Now say was written by what? Chinua Achebe, using a REPRO. Okay, you see how it display, because it convert, don't forget our what it means, it convert the object to what? A string. Okay, are you getting it? It is a printable representation of an object in Python. Okay, that is what REPRO does. Why str is what? A string. It's for rotation representation in Python. So far so good. This is how far we can go in our video. I urge you to subscribe to my channel. I urge you to also comment on the comment section. Feel free to share this video and don't forget to subscribe. I remain your friend Joshua. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.